Hi guys, today I'm going to wrap up some of my 2017 goals and talk about some resolutions and goals for 2018. It's getting kind of dark outside, so I'm going to make this quick even though it's only 3:30. The sun is setting, so I don't want this video to be really dark and grainy, but I just want to talk about how I did in my goals for 2017 and what I hope to do in 2018. So in 2017 I had the goal to read 40 books, and I am filming this a few days before the end of 2017. So technically there's time to change, but I'm really busy and I don't think I'm going to read any more books. So I managed, I think it was 37 out of 40 books. So I was 3 off of my goal, but considering the fact I did the final year of my university degree this year and started my first full-time job, I'm still really proud of that. And I definitely read some really good books this year. Like at least half of what I read I absolutely loved, even the ones for university as well. So I'm really proud of this year. And even though it was less than last year, like the quality was better than the quantity. I also had the goal to catch up on the Mortal Instruments series, which I achieved. I finished Mortal Instruments, I think in the summertime, and I also finished Clockwork Princess, which I wanted to read before City of Heavenly Fire. So both those series are wrapped up and I'm ready to jump into like the short stories and Lady Midnight and things like that in 2018. So I'm really happy that I finally finished that series because I've been reading it for about 5 years now. Amy and Robin and everyone finished it years ago, so I'm really happy that's finally ticked off my list. I also wanted to catch up on Throne of Glass. This was less of a priority to catching up on Mortal Instruments, but I did slightly make headway in that I read Queen of Shadows around September this year, which I really loved, and it made me like fall back in love with the series. So I'm ready to like jump into Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn in 2018. I want to read both of those in 2018 and like be fully caught up with that series, ready for when the final book comes out. I also wanted to read The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, which I think has been a goal the year before as well, and I didn't do it once again. I was saving this really big book for like when I finished my degree in summer, but then I was in a reading slump, so I was reading smaller things. Then I started my job and I was reading less and less, and then I thought I might read it over winter, and then I got a Nintendo Switch. So there's lots of reasons this didn't get completed, and I'm slightly annoyed at myself, but like the third book in that series isn't even out yet. Like there's no rush to read it, and I would like to read it this year, but I'm not going to set it as a goal because I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself to read that goddamn book, and I'm not even going to enjoy it if I'm like stressed about reading it. So hopefully that'll happen, but we'll see. And I also wanted to read 5 books over 500 pages because I've had a bit of like an issue with reading long books, and I did this because I read Clockwork Princess, City of Heavenly Fire, Queen of Shadows, Gathering of Shadows, and something else. I definitely did achieve this. I don't know what the other book was though, but I'm really happy that I did because it's been a struggle to get into longer books, and I feel like I'm getting more used to them now. So that's my little wrap up for my 2017 goals, at least the ones I remember and wrote down when I did this, when I look back at this a few months ago. But I also have some 2018 goals, bookish goals, because I don't really have any personal goals because my life's kind of just gone topsy-turvy and is changing at the minute, so those sorts of goals can wait a sec. Once again, I'm setting myself the goal for 40 books because even though I don't have university anymore, I am working full time, and I did want to up it to 50, but then I kind of thought like I want to get into reading bigger books, and if I've kind of setting my targets too high, then I'm always going to be put off by the fact that I want to read like bigger things. So I would also slightly change that goal to being like 1,000 pages a month, I think, because then if I read like 2 big books, then even though there's only 2 books out of like 40, then it's still like 1,200 pages, which is the equivalent to like 4 or 5 smaller books. But as an overall, I want to read 40 books because I will read like graphic novels and smaller things as well to like balance everything out. As I mentioned earlier, I want to catch up on Throne of Glass so that I'm all caught up for when the latest book comes out. Me and Amy might buddy read Empire of Storms. She said she wants me to like get her really hyped for it because I got her hyped for it when I read Queen of Shadows, and I've heard really good things about Tower of Dawn as well. So I think that'll definitely happen. And in general, I've had a problem with series, partly because I've had a few big ones on the go that have taken me so long to finish. I wanted to start other ones because then I would just have too much happening at once. But I've caught up on quite a few big series now, so I want to finally get into some new series because I have so many on my shelf I've been putting off reading because I don't want like fantasy series on the go. But I did do a video which was like 10 series I want to read in 2018, or at least start, so you can look at that down below. But one of my goals is to start and complete an entire series. So this might even be like a duology, it doesn't have to be crazy. But I never normally read like things back to back, and they're always kind of spread out over a few years. So I really want to read like start a series, love it, pick up the next book, all within a couple of months and finish it all in 1 year. I also want to give myself some more time to reread, because I think partly my life's changing at the minute and I'm kind of reflecting on things, and there's a lot of books that I link to certain periods of my life and I'm kind of just having the urge to reread them. I really wanted to reread all of John Green's books before the latest one came out, Turtles All the Way Down, and I didn't manage that. So I'm going to carry that goal over to this year, and I want to reread all of his books this year because they mean a lot to me for different reasons, and some of them I haven't read. I haven't really read any of them for years, but especially certain ones like An Abundance of Catherine's I've only read once, and I really want to reread Turtles All the Way Down and like dissect it and do a bit of a video discussion about like symbolism and imagery in that book. So yeah, it's only about 5 books and I think it'll happen. I also started rereading Harry Potter last year, and I want to carry on that reread because again I haven't reread those books for about 4 or 5 years now, and I read books 1 and 2 of the illustrated versions, and I've got the illustrated Prisoner of Azkaban. I just need to actually read it. I think I can achieve this because even though 4, 5, 6, 7 are really huge books, like for Harry Potter it doesn't matter, I just fly through them. So I want to read Prisoner of Azkaban quite soon, and then I might audiobook Goblet of Fire because it's not my favourite. But yeah, I just really want to reread this series because I haven't given it the time for so long because my TBR is so huge, but you know, it means a lot to me and I just really want to reread Harry Potter, so I'm going to. I also want to buddy read a book with Amy, and this is probably another one that's definitely going to happen because we've planned to buddy read A Court of Mist and Fury together in January. So if you want to join us in that, then it's not dates or like a big readathon thing, it's just read it in January with us and we can talk about it in reviews and comments and Twitter and stuff like that. But that's going to be really fun because obviously we don't see each other as much now. It's really nice to like have something like that to talk about and kind of have fun with, so I'm really looking forward to that in January. And the last like main goal is I want to read 10 graphic novels, and this kind of goes against my other one of like reading bigger books and like 10,000 pages a month and stuff like that, but I don't actually make much time for graphic novels, like considering the fact that I've got quite a few series I'm really invested in. I just don't actually pick them up all that often. I don't know what it is, I seem to only pick them up during like the Booktubeathon or something. So I would like to read 10 because that would be like rereading Giant Days and catching up with it, rereading Rat Queens and catching up with it. That's already 10, so it's definitely achievable. But I have a few others on my shelves, like Seconds and The Sculptor, which are a bit bigger. So it's not a huge goal, but it's definitely one that I would like to achieve this year. I have a few other general goals, like cutting down how much I buy, unhauling a little bit. Also, I've got a video coming up about 12 books I would like to read in the 12 months of 2018, like technically a book a month, but just kind of when I feel like it, ones that I've had on my shelves for a while. So obviously that's sort of like a mini kind of resolution goal, but I just really like setting myself goals because I do actually tend to stick to them, especially if I write them down on my phone and kind of check up on them every now and again. It's just a way for me to like focus in on what's important to me, especially with my reading. So fingers crossed in 2019, that's weird to think about, I will look back at this video and be really happy that I've achieved a lot of these things. Let me know down below what bookish goals you have for 2018, or even some personal ones as well, because I'd love to know, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!